Okay, so welcome to the No Equipment Ninjas program. This is the squat day. Today we're going to be focusing on pistols progressions. The past 2 weeks we gave you box pistols, which are absolutely fantastic for pretty much most of the population. As long as you're trying to focus on keeping your hip, your knee, and your second toe in a straight line, you're pretty good. I'd say control as you're going down. What we're going to try and do is, without any one-to-one coaching, we're going to see if we can help you understand how you could progress your pistols for you. And again, there's no substitute for one-to-one coaching. We can give you a lot better feedback, but obviously in the current climate, we're going to tend to struggle with that a little bit. So if you do want to post your videos on Instagram, or if you just want to send them on WhatsApp, just shoot them across and we'll see if we can help you if you're struggling with any of this. Again, this isn't a fully comprehensive list. This is just what we tend to find is the biggest issues with it and how to come around them. There's going to be a large element of strength here as well as flexibility. But people tend to struggle pinpointing exactly where their flexibilities lie or need to be. And again, I find that not only are pistol progressions a good display of your sorry, I was getting a message up then I was trying to read as we were filming this. They're not just a good display of your mobility, but they will also help to improve your flexibility if done correctly as well. So first question is, we've got a sexy flow diagram here that I drew out last night. I did try and film this twice, but I ran out of space, so hopefully this won't run out this time. So number one is, can you squat to below parallel with your knees together? Yeah. So we're going to quickly go to here. So all you need is a cushion or a cloth. And you're going to place that cushion or cloth between your knees, heels together, feet together without cheating. Can you get to a full depth squat? From the side. So we want to see rock bottom squat as deep as possible. Okay, so if your answer to that is no, if you put a plate underneath your heels, can you do it now? So what we're looking at here particularly is ankle or hip flexibility. And again, you might have both issues, but we're going to see, we're going to pinpoint it a little bit. So if we take a platform here, I've got a fairly low platform. If you wanted to increase that a little bit, it's going to give you a little bit more of a display on your ankles. So what we're going to do is just raise it up gently. Place your cloth between your knees, heels together, and can you get low? And even those of us with fairly good ankle mobility, you're going to tend to find that, wow, we're a lot more upright here anyway. Welcome to your first lesson in why we wear weightlifting shoes. Like I say, if I can get a lot more upright in my snatch, I can hopefully support a lot more weight and stack it straight through the body a lot better. Yeah. So, if your answer to that again was no, then we're going to go back to box pistols. Again, because it's generally going to be your hip stability, hip flexibility that you need to be working on. To be honest, is if you're struggling with your hip flexibility, one of the best things that you can do is follow Tommy's mobility program that he's putting up. So with the hip cars, ankle cars, and knee cars, or tibial rotation, and work on those. But in the meantime, just for strength-wise, box pistols are a really good progression. What I've got here is I've got a bench. If you don't have a bench, find some way of lowering up your platform. Again, same as we did the past few weeks, where we're lowering down, control, and back up again. If I want to make that a little bit harder, I've got to go a little bit lower. I can either find a lower surface, or I can raise up a little bit. So I tend to use these mats in the gym. If I've got people who need to work on their pistols progressions, they're absolutely fantastic. So if my answer to this is yes, yeah, can you do 2 down, 1 up in this position? So we're getting onto some serious pistols progressions now. So you're 2 down, 1 up. I'm going to do a few on each leg because I'm going to warm up my front squats. So it's going to be feet together. We're going to lower down to the bottom of your squat. We're going to then lift one leg off, and we're going to smoothly stand tall. Again, when we're teaching people pistols, more often than not, if they don't go through proper progressions, they tend to start at the top and then bounce the way out the bottom. Not saying it's going to end up in a really bad problem, but what we are going to tend to find is that they're not learning stability at the bottom as well as they could do. So we tend to like the 2 down, 1 up or pausing pistols to try and teach people, really kind of like make it nice and stable at the bottom. And then same again, down to the bottom. See if we can do it on both legs. Again, you might have a strength imbalance, especially like me. I haven't warmed up properly and the left leg feels a lot weaker than the right. As I get warmer, it tends to get a little bit better, so there's something not quite switching on there. And again, what I like about this is it's a fairly safe one to fail on. So let's say, for example, we haven't quite got the flexibility to get there. The worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to drop on our bum. So if you are on a hard surface, or you don't want to wake the neighbours up, just get a cushion behind you, just so you feel confident falling backwards. We don't treat this as a 1 rep max attempt. So we don't want to see kind of like your knee going all over the place to try and fight it. It's not a gold medal effort. It just wants to be kind of like nice and smooth. Again, if you struggle with this one, let's say yes, you can do it. That's going to be your progression today. Yep. And so just like the box pistol, sorry, I didn't mention how many repetitions we're doing. We're doing 5 sets of 5 repetitions each leg. Now, if you want to do them all in a row, brilliant. We want to see nice and controlled repetitions. So I suggest do 5 on one leg, 5 on the other leg, then maybe rest a minute to 2, and then do it on the other leg. If you can't, it's generally going to be a strength issue that you're going to struggle with. So we're going to do the same thing, but assisted. So for the assisted, I'm going to bring in my assistant. My assistant is going to come in the form of a bench. Again, it depends on how tall you are. I came up with this progression when I first learned pistols, maybe kind of like 11, 12 years ago. And I just learned it really simply without any stupid knowledge, where we went to the disabled, I went to the disabled toilets in work every now and then. And I think they thought I had a UTI, but like I said, we just used to use the disabled handrail. So we're going to go down to the bottom, we're going to release one leg, and then we're going to use that as a balance assistance and be a little bit of a push off. So again, it's going to be down. You might find that you need to swap over sides to stop you from leaning. 2 down, release, 1 up. 2 down, release, 1 up. Fantastic. Now, the easiest bit of this is going to be if you've got lots of yeses. So let's go around the other side. Can you squat to below parallel with your knees together? Yes. Can you do 2 down ups, 1 in this position? So just what we've done, but without the heel raise. Yes. Can you do full pistols? Yes or no? If you can do full pistols, yep, we're going to do 5 sets of 5 full pistols. If not, stick to the 2 down, 1 up. Go back up. Can you do 2 down, up, 1 up in this position? No. Then we're going to do assisted again without the heel lift. So just a quick refresher. So let's go through those. Have a quick look. So if we're going down on 2, release on 1, and then back up. Yep, 5 on that side, taking your time, and back up. Again, for your full pistols, try not to bounce. So what we're looking for is the same sort of tempo, leg out in front of you. In gymnastics, remember, we call this a front scale. So we're going to go leg out in front of us, slowly down, and back up again. Leg out in front of us, slowly down, and back up again. Now, some of you might be struggling with the front leg, so the one that's out in front of you. If you are doing that, we're not going to focus on that today. Maybe just go back in progression, but it's generally going to be your hips and your hip flexors that you're struggling with, rather than with the strength on the other leg. So if you find that you're getting like a cramping sensation here, like I say, maybe go backwards to kind of like the assisted ones. Yeah. But that's a problem for next week if you're struggling with that.